Wow, another day, another dollar.
Hi, Scott.
Hey,
How
what's
are you?
going on?
I'm just going over our notes and stuff on comfort theory, and I like it so much.
This is a great theory. I think that with us, getting this information together for Dawn, I think, when we apply it, hopefully she'll accept it.
Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was looking for another meeting.
Oh, no, come on in.
Please, come on in.
Scott, I haven't seen you in a
Hey,
while.
Dawn, good to see you.
Hi.
Well, I probably have about 10 minutes. If I'm not interrupting, could I speak to you about a couple of things that have been kind of concerning to me?
Yes.
I mean, we're not in trouble, right, Dawn?
No.
Anytime that we have our CNA come to visit us,
I know,
or
really.
speak to us, you have to
We
wonder.
didn't do it.
We didn't do
No,
it.
I have a board meeting coming up in a couple of days, and just really been tasked with going over some things that have puzzled, our mission, our vision, and I don't think it really speaks to who we are, and got some patient concerns, and I'm just concerned about what's going on our palliative care unit.
Oh, wow. Well, it's kind of funny that you're actually here, because what Dawn and I are doing today was we're actually working, we're in school, right? We're getting our master's in
I
nursing.
hear a lot of you are going back to school.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
So we have a class called Nursing Theory, and we have a great professor, Professor Yours. She's really good,
Yes,
right?
yes,
and she's
yes,
opened her mind
awesome.
up to a lot of these great theorists. But we were working on maybe utilizing a new theorist on our palliative care unit. So it's really cool that you're here today.
We were working on a plan on how we could implement the comfort theory on our unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, actually, if you have some time, maybe we could just...
I do. I apologize. There's not a lot of time, but we can always reschedule
Okay.
something. But sure.
Well, so do you mind if we use our notes? Because we were sort of,
I'll take some
this
notes
is a work
down
in
for-
progress.
Okay.
So first of all, we think that the comfort theory, it's congruent with our mission, vision, and our values. So our mission is basically to lead and to provide improved care at the end of life through comfort measures. And our vision is where we envision a world where individuals and families facing serious disease, illnesses, grief will experience the best kind of human care and comfort possible.
Well, not to be funny, but I really don't want them in the world. I really want them here at our place because our volume's not very high.
Well, actually, I think that we can speak to that
I
through
think so.
this theory.
Yes. Yes, it will.
So, just let me finish this, and I want to go back to that.
Okay.
Because I think we can make our volumes higher. Our values, we value the value of honoring each other, respectfulness, engaging
Yes.
our patients and our families, collaboration.
Yes.
So I think this really all kind of fits in nicely with comfort theory. And you said about retention, or you said that our volumes are down, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, so I think that our volumes are down for many reasons, but I think it's because our nurses aren't that happy. And we know when our nurses are unhappy, patients aren't happy.
Well, I have been seeing a lot of increased ill calls.
Yes.
Well, this comfort theory, not only does she focus on patient and family, but she focuses on the comfort of the nurse.
The nurses.
And she uses 4 different states of comfort: physical, psychospiritual, sociocultural, and environmental comfort for nurses. And a few examples of this would be physical, clean environment. You have a clean workspace. Your environment is safe. You have breaks.
Guys are hearing the nurses aren't getting breaks.
Not really. We're either too busy or they just don't want to stop what they're doing.
Right.
Well, we can't have that continue happening.
Psychospiritually, this comfort theory works because it looks at each nurse's values and morals. And this helps build a supportive care,
Yes.
gives us managerial support. It helps have control over our practice and what we do. It gives nurses some control over what we do, these interventions that
That's
we're
what
going
we
to talk
want
about.
to do.
Sounds very similar to self-governance.
Yeah, actually self-governance and the shared governance aspect is brought up by it's covered under environment. So she looks at the environment and comfort care regarding nurses, and their environment is a shared governance. So this is part of the environmental perspective. I'm sorry, not environment, socioculture. It's actually looked at under the socioculture aspect of the nursing comfort. An environment would be, that we have a strong nursing department that has sort of a flat org structure,
Yes,
that we're all
yes.
equal,
Yes.
equality, things like that. So comfort theory gets us, I don't want to take away from you, but I think you probably know a lot more about the end part than I know. So if I could just finish this with Dawn real quick. Okay. Comfort theory gets its roots from, universality, humanism, holism, positivism, and the hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's practical. It's easy to understand. Some of the theories that we have today,
They're way out there.
they're way out there, and nurses can't get a handle on what these
I
things
agree.
mean.
I think that's why we have such poor compliance with
This
a
is
lot of the
simple.
things we
Yeah.
put into
It's
place.
simple and easy.
And this theory is, we're already doing it. We're already doing these interventions. So why not take something that we're already doing and just make it formal, make it a process, make it protocols, make
it
standard
measurable.
guidelines, make it measurable.
Yes.
Because with this, we can do nursing comfort interventions. We can understand pre-intervention, do the intervention, and then follow up and reassess post-intervention, and we can have outcomes that
Yes.
are measurable. And we can do research based on that. So I think this is really going to be good for our unit and our hospital.
Something like this could lead toward magnet status.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. So, Kokoba, just to sort of finalize this with so you understand what she's about, her comfort theory looks at 3 different types of comfort. Relief, which is meeting that specific need at the time. Ease, which is calm and contentment, the state of calm and contentment. And transcendence, which is a state where we can all sort of rise above our issues. And not everyone can get to this, but certainly we can strive to achieve it. In addition, there are 4 contextual places comfort happens. This is physical, psycho-spiritual, which is sort of like a self-identity, self-awareness, self-esteem, things like that, life's meaning. Socioculture, which it looks at sort of the interpersonal relationship with your family, your finances, teaching, healthcare, traditions, rituals, things like that. And then the environmental, which is your external background of the human experience, the temperature, how hot and cold, the noise level, the color, the odor, things like that. So that's sort of her basic structure, and theory.
I also have an idea about how we might be able to apply this comfort theory on our palliative care unit.
Are we talking
Would you
about-
like to hear it?
Series of education or a lot of time and money with the staff?
No,
What are
not
we
at
looking
all.
at?
Like Scott said, it's things we already do.
Okay.
And the additional things are easy and simple, like our environment, making it feel comfortable. A warm blanket, if this is what the patient chooses to have as their comfort need, or maybe a comfort food for them,
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah.
First, we would develop comfort champions. We would identify specific staff on each shift as comfort champions. We would educate and empower these comfort champions, provide comfort toolkit. Now, in this toolkit, there is a book by Kolkaba called Comfort Theory and Practice that they can always refer to and read. Websites on comfort therapy, examples of comfort interventions like hand massages, and of course we'd have the supporting literature to back that up as well. A brainstorm log,
I really like that
Yeah.
idea.
and that would encourage creative ideas from the staff. Comfort questionnaires, comfort care plans, comfort grid, and comfort round forms, and I'll explain a little bit on that later. Each shift comfort champion will conduct brainstorming sessions with their staff to identify comfort interventions. They would encourage staff to find pictures and quotes on comfort that they'll be able to hang throughout the unit and in the nurses' lounge. They would change the environmental culture to one emphasizing comfort for patients, families, and nurses as well. They would empower staff to make patient care decisions based on individualized comfort needs. They would emphasize the importance of documenting before and after each comfort intervention, and that goes right along with what you were saying about it being measurable.
Well, I really like the idea of
Yes.
everything having the ability to be documented.
They would enlist volunteers to create a comfort care newsletter. They would incorporate comfort into the policies and procedures of the unit and the hospital. Integrate theory of comfort in the mission, values, goals, and strategic plans of the hospital. And this touches on what you were saying.
It sure is.
Include theory of comfort in new employee orientation and with annual mandatories thereafter. Provide in-service on comfort theory for current employees, and I'll talk to you about that in a little bit as well. Incorporate comfort theory into the hospital's code of conduct. Revise performance evaluations with a focus on comfort. Create patient and family pamphlets emphasizing individualized comfort care. Now the in-service would consist of you, the chief nursing officer, and the comfort champions that we chose for each shift.
And we already have people like knocking down the doors to be these
So you've
champions.
already shared this with
Yes.
some of your
Just a
other
few
peers?
people. No, just a few people.
No, just curious.
They're
Just a
very excited
Yeah,
about
we're very
this.
excited.
Okay.
And you would explain the reason and purpose for adopting Kolkaba's comfort theory. Our objectives, of course, would be what is comfort theory? What is Kolkaba's theoretical definition of comfort? What is its application in clinical practice? How to use the comfort grid to address the type of comfort and context in which comfort occurs? How are comfort needs identified? How do we involve patient and family in decision-making process? Identifying interventions based on patient-family perceived needs. That's a really important one there, their perceived needs.
It
what-
really ties into our family-centered care that we've been trying so hard to get our hands around here.
Assessing effectiveness of comfort interventions. There it is again, assessing
Which is
effectiveness.
so important, now with making sure that, we have good metrics that we use.
Mm-hmm.
These comfort metrics are great because it sort of allows us to stand out on our unit.
Okay.
Develop best practices,
Best
and I can
practice.
see all that stuff developing from this. What are comfort questionnaires and comfort rounds? And how to establish a comfort care environment to meet the needs of patient, family, and nurse. We could develop all that on our unit. Maybe make it a pilot project so you could see it in action. We could get all the staff involved.
And it's so easy because we can use these comfort grids where we use the three comfort, nursing comfort, the relief, ease, and transcendence, and then the states of comfort. And we can use that as a means of finding out our patients' needs each shift. And then we can just take those and have interventions based on that.
And we have,
It
and we
makes
have
so much
comfort
sense.
rounds. The comfort rounds are really cool. It's like the handoff communication from shift to shift, where ongoing and offgoing walk around to each room. And it's a way of passing along the communication, but it's also a way of maybe possibly changing that intervention to meet the person's needs again. It's
Yeah.
constantly changing.
Yeah, as they change and their illness changes, we need to change with them. And I think this is just it's going to be so empowering for us as nurses and for our families and our patients.
Well, I want to
Hand
apologize.
massage, we can do all these great things like hand massage.
I know. And you know what else we were thinking of? Why don't we have monthly teas on the unit for the nurses to come for
Or
15
Cokes,
minutes?
she loves tea,
Yeah, I do. I like tea. To just come and sit and relax. They could tell their stories of comfort.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just 15 minutes to take that time out for that break that they don't do.
Listen,
It would be
I
okay.
really want to take a minute and commend the both of you. Very impressed how you really are invested in this, and I think this is something that would work for us, due to just the lack of time that I have, because I'm really supposed to be heading someplace else. What I'd like you to do is to send me an email, just a little brief summary of what we talked about today, and I'll have my secretary set something up, and we can move forward with
This
this.
is awesome.
Yes,
We're
yes,
so happy that you
yes.
came today because we were a little nervous and we were really trying to prepare this huge presentation.
For you.
So we're glad that you came because now we don't have to do all that extra
Well,
work.
I'm really nervous to the meeting that I'm going to, but you've given me a real lot of insight. I think I'll use some of it in that meeting.
Oh,
Great.
wonderful.
Awesome.
Great.
I look forward to hearing from the both of you guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's great seeing you, Don.
Nice seeing
Thank
you
you.
too.